Hello. I hope everything is working. Let me just check on Twitch if everything's working today, because I feel like every time it's a little bit different. Yeah, I'm online. I'm live. Hello. Hello to everyone that is joining today. We are going to do our subscriber roast today with the videos that you've sent to me, and we are going to wait a little bit until more people are joining, so we can start the roast. Hypex Beast is asking if you can still send a video. Yes, you can still send a video. Send your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You'll find the link, or not the link, you'll find the email that you can send it to in the link in the description, not in the link, in the description box. It's too early in the morning, I'm sorry. I was planning to start this live stream later, 1 hour later actually. That would be the normal time for this subscriber roast. However, because my dad just turned 60 and today is going to be his birthday party, starting already at 10:30, I won't have so much time. So I thought, okay, I'll start at 8 a.m., which is a little bit early, I'm sorry. But therefore I can stop at 10 and then just get ready and celebrate the rest of the day. Yeah. So for everyone that's just joining, we are going to do subscriber roast today. A couple of people sent me videos. We are going to do this now every Sunday in best case. Thing is just that, next Sunday I won't be able to do it. Next Sunday I'm in Vienna playing a concert, but we'll definitely catch up on that. Maybe I'll just do it. I'm going to do a live stream on Monday anyway, so maybe we'll just do the subscriber roast on Monday instead of Sunday, and therefore we won't do the masterpiece Monday. So for everyone that's new, I am planning to stream more regularly on Twitch. So for everyone that is on YouTube, please check my Twitch account. You'll also find the link in the description box. And just follow me on Twitch for all the upcoming live streams. I won't be streaming so much on YouTube anymore. But yeah, you can also send me videos every time during the week if you want to appear in the upcoming Sunday subscriber roasts in the future. And it's 4 a.m. in Rio de Janeiro. My God, you guys, you should go sleep. Yeah, so we are going to have a couple of different pianists today to review that have sent me their videos. Let me just see with whom we are going to start. I have even prepared. I'm going to have this. Is this a whistle? No, it's not. No, it's not good. It's not good. It's a little bit cringe, let's be honest. But I also have this thing here. But I think this is like super loud. Wait, let me see. How do I turn this on? Here. Hello. Hello. It's not working. Hello. Ralfisal is asking, where do we send the videos? You can send your videos to the email hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com, but you'll find the email address also in the link in the description box. But guys, you should join me on Twitch. Wait, I also wanted to embed the chat here, so you can also follow the chat on the screen. Wait a second. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. I think it's like that. Ah, wait, no. Hello? Wait a second, I have to find the right link again. Copy. Let's see. Browser. Ah, I can just use this one. Okay, here. Haha. Now it should be working. Yes, I know. It's 8 a.m. here in Germany. I know. It's super early. But, yeah, super early. It's not super early. It's just early. For everyone, normally the live stream would start, like the subscriber Sunday would start at 9 a.m. Central European time. However, today I will have to go at 10 a.m. because my dad just turned 60 and we are going to celebrate his birthday today. So I won't be able to talk too much, as I said, only until 6 a.m. and then I'll have to leave. How about sending original compositions? You can also send me original compositions, but I'm not going to play piano here in this live stream today. Today is your day. Today you're going to send me your videos. But you can also play your own composition and send it to me. All right, guys. We are going to look into the very first. First one. We have Kyle Morse, Ballad 3, Work in Progress. All right, wait a second. Wait. Let me just put you guys here so you can see it as well, what's happening. Okay, I hope you can see everything. I hope you can also hear everything. All right. Thank you, Kyle, for sending me your video. Let's just have a look into this beginning. You can already see a lot here. First of all, I like the tempo. I like the general attitude that you bring into this piece. Now, I think that a lot of the little details, like musical details that you try to bring into the piece, they are going in the right direction, but I think you're missing a little bit the tools to bring it out, and then you start to tense up a lot. And you can see this, for example, with here when he's when you're playing the big chord, like here, this posture going into the piano like that is never going to work. Sure, this is not an acoustic piano. That makes a difference as well, because you're not getting the same feedback as with an acoustic piano. But with the acoustic piano, you will definitely feel, okay, there is not a big sound that's coming out. It's just a very, squished sound, if you understand what I mean. So I would go in the other direction, and when you have to play like a big chord like that, try to open your body, especially like the shoulders, try to pull it out, and then try to lift basically your body before you play the chord. So not together with the chord like that, but more lift your body and then you grow into the chord, if that makes sense. I think in the future I should make these kind of live streams next to the piano, so I can also demonstrate a couple of things. Yeah, but other than that, I like it actually very much. Let me also know in the comments. What you would like to know. If you have any questions, always let me know. We are going to have a look into the next oopsie, person, which is going to be Giannis Bergdoll. Work in progress. Liebestraum. Okay. Liebestraum. Yesterday I was giving a masterclass in Schwäbisch Gmünd, which was actually pretty cool. It was very fun. And someone also played Liebestraum. I think it's a very beautiful piece. It's a very popular piece, obviously. But also I think that most people don't know the background of this piece. They don't know the lyrics. They don't know lots about like music theory, in which you would see why this piece is so beautiful. And then very quick it starts to just be, a little bit cheesy the way people mostly play it. But we don't know how Giannis is playing it, so let's have a look into Giannis playing. Up. Here. Oh, that's loud. Well, that's a good start. Very, very good lyrical playing, we say. I think you can take a little bit more time here. Imagine you would sing it, then automatically you will find the right timing. I like it very much so far. It's really good. It's very, very lyrical. It's really, you can really hear the main voice. The cadenza was really nice. And you take your time to actually phrase things, which I like. What? What? People were applauding in the middle of the piece. Actually that's possible that people did this in the original, like back then and historically. Okay, maybe you just messed up the left hand a little bit, but okay, let's just continue hearing. Take your time for that left hand. If you're not like completely sure how to play this downwards, take your time to get the first one correct, and the other ones will run more smoothly automatically. Yeah, the jump part was technically pretty good, like in terms of pretty clean, which is very, very good. However, I would suggest to stay a little bit closer with your hand to the keyboard so you are not running danger to smash the keyboard. There were a couple of notes that were a little bit too much, like beating up the piano, and you can try to stay closer to the keyboard and the same basically as the one before, try to grow out of the keys instead of like pushing into the keys. I don't know how to demonstrate that without the piano, but basically if you see this is like the keyboard, instead of like pushing like this into the keyboard, try to be on the keyboard with a lower wrist, and then through the wrist you're basically pushing down the key, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope it does make sense. I always like to explain it with a pencil. This is not a pencil, but anyway, so instead of like going like this into the keyboard, this is like the wrist here, and you're moving up your wrist, and by moving up the wrist you're pushing the finger into the keyboard basically, and like by moving up the wrist, you're pushing down the key basically. And you're not like moving the finger itself. So it's not here, the part that you're moving, or here. It's the wrist. And by doing this, so you're keeping a lower wrist and the key and the fingers on the key. And then you can just push your wrist so you can push the key. Does that make sense without demonstrating it at the piano? I hope so. But let me know in the comments if you have any questions about that. But yeah, other than that, it's actually very, very nice. Now I think like there is so much emotion here, and you like Giannis is already playing very, very well. But I think if you now have a little bit more control over like how to push the keys, you can bring so much more detail out in like the different emotions, and you won't be so stressed. I can hear a little bit of stress with like, oh my god, I have to jump. So try to not be so much stressed about the jumps. There is a reason, like a musical reason for these jumps. It's like really the expression of big emotions, like literally, and you're playing big jumps. So take your time for the jumps. Obviously you can do it, and just make sure that you're already on the keys before you push down the keys, so you're not like falling into the keys. That's basically it. Let's continue. Yeah, and another thing is, for example, here, ta da dim pa yum pa yum pa yum. I can't sing, but instead of like, that's a common mistake at the piano. Instead of da da dim ba dum ba dum ba bum ba, like you can feel how heavy it makes the music if you have an accent on the beat, basically. So we try to do it off beat, like as if you would sing it. Ta da dim ta yum pa yum pa yum pa yum. Like you have to feel the impulse, and the impulse comes before like yada dum ba yum ba yum ba yum ba yum. So out of that impulse, you can feel where most of the energy is going to, and it's not going ta da dim pa dum ba dum You understand what I mean? I hope so. Always try to sing the pieces that you play. The more you sing, the easier it's going to be for you to actually phrase it nicely, or let's say in a very natural way. Phrasing is such a big thing, and it's so difficult at the piano. But let's continue. Cadenza is nice, just try to sit a little bit more straight. That will also help you to keep the overview. Oh my god, people are clapping again! You're doing such a good job in not being distracted by the clapping. And distracted by your hair. Yeah, I think like this reprise part, it can be a little bit more, if you want, a little bit more nostalgic, a little bit more melancholic, because in the beginning, so usually when we have these kind of pieces where it's ABA form, the first time where we're introducing the material, the musical material, you normally are a little bit more straight to the point, so people know, okay, that's our theme, that's what we are working with. And the second time, like after the B part, the second time we hear that A part, the reprise, we normally play it a little bit more like as if it's a far away memory, a beautiful memory of something, has a little bit something maybe of a sadness, but it's definitely not as direct as when we play it the first time, because we evolved in that time, right? In the time between. So you can try to, play it a little bit more dreamy. It's still a love dream, and try to make the main melody, even though it's very, like, in the foreground, you can still make it a little bit softer. Yeah, that would be my tip here. Stop clapping in the middle of playing. What? What? No! Oh my god. How can you clap in these parts? I'm so sorry for you, Giannis. Exactly, what's the audience doing? Oh my god. This is like distracting me even more than it does distract him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Really, really nice job. And now you can clap. Oh my god, this is like putting me under so much stress. Just hearing people randomly clapping, like in the most beautiful parts of the piece. Like at this ending, you have so much tension in the music, and why do people not feel it? He did such a good job in creating the tension, and people are like, yeah, okay, I'm going to clap now. It was not even like close to listening, like sounding like this is the end. It's not. My god, this is sacrilegious. Exactly, this is sacrilegious. All right, Giannis also sent another piece. No, he didn't. He just sent another email, but not another piece. Édouard Feragu is sent a video. Definitely not the best recording, he says, with 2 smileys. But anyways, we are we are here for roasting, you know. No. Nobody is perfect, first of all. I would not consider any of my recordings to be the best recordings, and I'm pretty sure that none of all the professionals that I know would claim to have like the best recordings or the perfect recordings, because there is not such thing as the perfect recording. You can, you know, every day we are going to play differently, and a recording is just a moment taken out of time. Like that's just a moment, and the next day you're going to play differently again. So like it's never something final, a recording, even though it, like sometimes people think it is. Giorgio Blancato is asking if he can send a piece. Yes, you can send me your videos still to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You'll find the email in the link in the description box. But yeah, all the future subscriber live streams, you can always send me your videos. This is not going to be the last time. We are going to do this every week now. And we are going to review your videos. All right, guys, next one. Édouard Feragu saying not the best recording, but we don't care. Okay, it's now loading. Oh, Mendelssohn Piano Concerto. Oh, no, yes. Oh, I love this concerto so much. Nice. I like that you didn't choose a tempo that's like extremely fast, but I think it can be a little bit faster. And then automatically your playing is going to be lighter. Right now, the beginning is actually it's very difficult. You know, Mendelssohn's music is very light. Just like it's a little bit Mozart-like, light, simple, but it's very difficult to get this simplicity into the music. Now, right now, it feels a little bit too heavy, you're playing. So when you're playing dum ba 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 ba, it's a little bit like close to Brahms Rachmaninoff feeling, which is a little bit too far away from Mendelssohn. So try to make it a little bit later. Yep. And you can achieve that by not having your wrist so high. You can see that again. Let me show you again. The wrist is... Yeah. You see the wrist is most of the time here in this position, and this automatically is like pushing into the piano. Try to use a lower wrist. That's like a common thing that I see so many times. People just don't dare to go lower than this. Like this is the lowest that most people go, but you can go even lower than that. And then you go away from the piano. So and by doing this, you have this wobble through the wrist. It's so much easier to play piano. You will not feel so much tension. Plus, you have so much more control over the sound. So that's like a general tip for everyone that's watching. Use a lower wrist. I can't enhance this more. Try to experiment a little bit with your body. That sounds so wrong. Your body can do so much more, and not just this, it's a little bit too stiff. That's what she said. All right, let's continue. I love this piece. also what can help is posture. You are already like with your whole posture, you are pushing already into the piano. Our pianos don't like that. We need confidence. We need this proudness in the music, and therefore we also have to like basically stand tall. And breathing can also help to give you the impulse. Always think of, being a conductor yourself. You, as a pianist, are conductor and orchestra simultaneously. So try to give yourself, like your fingers are single players all on their own. We have 10 people on our hand. And you have to conduct these 10 people here because all of them are doing their own shit. Sorry. All right, let's continue. Yeah, it's a little bit too heavy. Try to get it a little bit lighter sound. Also here. You can also change a little bit of dynamics right now. A little bit of change. But you can also go lower with your dynamics. There's a lot of pushing, I feel like. Try to get the waves more, so a little bit more of dynamics here. You're already doing it a little bit, but it can be much more. So it's like really this. How do you say that in in English? It's in German. It's raunen. It's I don't know how to say this in English. I'm sorry, my English is too bad for that. Brian Rodriguez is asking, would you ever suggest breathing the rests? Yes, of course. The rests are there for breathing. You just have to figure out when the right moment is to breathe. So, I don't know, like with every piece it's different. You have to figure out how the music is moving and where you need the impulse. The breath, sorry. The breath is there to give you impulse. And sometimes you need softer impulse, so it's just, and you can breathe in, so, or you can breathe out, for example, and you can also go like with a more harsh breath, so or there are so many different breathing types. You just have to feel the music, listen to the music, sing the music, dance to the music, like do the things that you're supposed to do with music, not just move your fingers. That's a little bit too less. Okay, let's continue. I would definitely work on your posture plus your foot. You see that? It looks a little bit like your left foot is more on the right than your right foot is. And this can't be good. Even if you're playing on like a lower register of the piano, don't do that. Have your foot stable on the ground and like don't bend over with your body so much. Try to shift your body to the left without getting your foot underneath the other foot. This is like creating so much imbalance and also like you're not supporting your body. You need a supported body here. So don't do that. Yeah, here, this is one of my favorite parts, but try to not do the same kind of rubato every time. Ya da 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 dee da 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 dee da da da. Ya da 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 da. Like, that's too obvious, right? So every time you get the new start of this phrase, try to think of something new. Change it up a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit too obvious for the audience and therefore a little bit too boring. Here again, da da dee da da. It's too much rubato. Nice start. Don't do the same rubato. Not the same rubato again. Is there a ritardando? I'm not sure if there is a ritardando written. And try to change the sound color a little bit more to the beginning. A little bit softer, more innocent. And not too romantic. We still have... Mendelssohn is actually, what do I mean with too romantic? Don't overdo the rubato. It's not, like, as soon as we overdo rubato, it starts to become very cheesy. And Mendelssohn is a lot, but not cheesy. So try to keep it a little bit more simple. The more you just get through, and so on, just keep it simple. You don't have to do so much. Good music, you don't have to do so much. It's doing a lot on its own already. It's going to do something with you and not you doing something with the music, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's difficult, I know. Just, the good thing is, if you're doing too much, you can always do less. It's always easier from that perspective. And so, when you're doing too less, trying to do more is always a little bit more difficult. So just take it out a little bit. Try to play a little bit more with metronome, I would suggest, so you don't lose the tempo too hard. And you get to, you see where you're actually doing lots of rubato. Just try to catch up with the tempo, try to feel the pulse a little bit better, and then your rubato is going to be so much more natural and more, you're not losing too much tempo through the rubato. Glitrix is asking, any tips for dexterity, especially with the fourth and fifth finger? I would not recommend using fourth and fifth finger in a row. Of course, there are pieces where you can't avoid it, but in most pieces, in let's say 99.9% of the time, you can avoid using the fourth finger, and especially you can avoid using fourth and fifth finger together. So rethink your fingerings. That would be my first suggestion, because there is no one in the world that I know with a normal normal human anatomy, that has a fourth finger that is that strong. I always describe my fourth finger as the king of my hand, because he's not doing anything. He is just staying there and supervising every other finger. And from time to time, he also plays a note or two. But most of, if you look into my fingerings, you rarely see my fourth finger appearing there. He's there when we need him, but the rest of the time he's just resting. And that has a very, very, very important reason, which is the fourth finger is just costing too much energy. And when you're adding this up over the whole piece or the whole evening, like a big repertoire that you're playing, then you're losing so much energy through using the fourth finger, because every fourth finger is connected to the third and the fifth finger. And just by using the fourth finger, you can see that I have to move my third and fifth finger, and that's normal. That's like for every person, it's the same. Sure, my fourth finger might be a little bit more trained than other people's fourth finger, but that doesn't mean that I'm using it that much. I'm actually using my fourth finger much less than other people that have a much less trained fourth finger. So you should definitely think about that, I think. Vitality is asking why so early. Yeah, it's way too early. I'm sorry. Normally, I would plan the subscriber Sundays on 9 a.m. in Germany. However, today I have to leave the latest at 10 a.m. So 1 hour, 20 minutes are left. Because my dad turned 60 and we are going to celebrate his birthday today. So I can't stay so long, unfortunately. But let's continue watching. Don't lose too much tempo. And don't create a too heavy sound. It's not Brahms. Thank you, Hyper Beast. I will let him know that you are all congratulating him. Okay, the whole building up here was starting a little bit too early, so you were already on your limit of like dynamics, and then it starts to sound a little bit too screamy. So the piano starts to be da 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 dum, da 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 dum. Like no, okay, you have so much time to build this up. Wait with the crescendo. I'd rather have a very late crescendo. Like, okay, just try to think about that. If you start the crescendo very early, you tend to hit the level that you wanted to hit so early that from here you're going to be on the same level. Now, if you start the crescendo later and then whoop, go into the level that you were aiming for, the contrast is going to sound so much bigger and so much more powerful than just being here and then screaming da da da. You know, you get what I mean. So wait with the crescendo. You have enough time to end up on the yum ba 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 ba. You know what? He is actually doing something that I was doing a lot during my, I don't know, when I was 18, 19, 20, around that time. Oh my god, that's already so long ago. It doesn't feel like it was so long ago. Shit. But his foot is all the way back here, the left foot. And I was doing this a lot too, which was caused by too much tension in my body. And I needed like a space where I could just put the tension to. So I had my left foot back there all the time and pushing into my left foot as like, I don't know. It was very strange. And I really, I had to work so hard to get my foot back to the front and not pushing it into the ground so hard. And now I'm much more relaxed when I'm playing piano. I'm actually very relaxed when I'm playing piano. But it was a lot of work to get there. Brian Schultz Rodriguez is asking, is this really meant to be a duet? No, this is not a duet. This the woman in the background, she is playing the piano version of the orchestra, which we are doing when we are practicing piano concertos. So we have someone to interact with, just like an orchestra, because just playing with a recording of the orchestra is not enough. Usually, you as the soloist, you're supposed to guide the orchestra and play together with the orchestra. Take impulses from the orchestra, give impulses to the orchestra, and like having just this interaction. And this is why we train usually with someone playing the orchestra part at the piano, like the accompaniment. But no, this is not meant to be a duet, like a piano duo thing. And you can hear that it's not equal parts. Like, obviously the woman doesn't have all the virtuoso stuff that's going on, and Édouard is playing the main voices here. So no, this is not a duet. The same counts here. Don't do your crescendo too early, and try to still, even if you're playing forte, try to still have a little bit of variety in your dynamical level. You can still go down to piano if you want to. Just make sure that there is a little bit of a wave happening, so it's not like everything straight in one line, but really having these waves going on. Try to not go down with your body, especially for these kind of very, very light runs. The upper your body is, the more you sit upright, the easier it's going to be to play these runs, and to play these runs in a light gesture. I don't know how to say this correctly in English, but you can imagine a ballerina on her tiptoes. You know, a ballerina on her tiptoes is not going to dance like that. She's going to have so much body tension that every single step of her is going to be stable and controlled. And the same we need at the piano. We need body tension. Good save. The foot is again on the right side. I love this part, it's so cool. Great! That was so much fun to listen to your playing. Good job! It's going in a very good direction, Édouard. And I think just like the main things I would change now is to create a lighter sound that is closer to Mendelssohn's music, and try to work on your posture, work on like the wrist thing, so you can include also a lower wrist. These would be the three main things. And tempo. But that's like, that goes hand in hand with what I said earlier. So try to use the metronome a little bit more in your practicing, so you keep the tempo and keep the pulse going on. But all in all, great job. Like really, really good. All right, next one. For everyone that just joined, you can send me from now on your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You'll find the email also in the link in the description box. And we are going to do these kind of live stream reviews now. It's planned every week, but I already know that next week I won't be able to do it on Sunday because I'm playing a concert in Vienna. Is that true, actually? Yes, it's on Sunday. Yes, it's on Sunday. So I won't be able to do the stream on Sunday, but we will have the stream on Monday, therefore. So, yeah. Just for you guys to know. And yes, it's always going to be early in the morning, but not at 8 a.m. like today. Today it's special because my dad just turned 60, so I have to go a little bit earlier today. We have around 1 hour left before I have to leave. But yeah, we are going to see the next one, Efrad. Dear Nick, my name is Efrad Rain, and I'm an amateur pianist with around 15 years of experience on and off. I've been following your YouTube channel and Instagram page for a year now. Thank you. And I truly appreciate your interpretations as well as the clarity and depth of your musical analysis and technical insights. That's so kind, thank you. I'm reaching out to share a video of myself playing Chopin's Etude Opus 25 No. 1, one of my favorites. I would be very grateful if you could spare a moment to listen and offer any feedback you may have, particularly regarding technique and musical expression, as I'm eager to continue improving. Great! Okay, I had to download that. Okay, it's starting now. Let's see. Let's go. Right from the beginning, your wrist, especially on the right hand, is staying too high. We basically, for this etude, and that's like the go-to etude to learn right movements at the piano. On the fifth finger, we need a lower wrist to make sure that you will feel that. If you have your hand like that, and you go in these kind of circular motions, you'll feel that there is a moment where the wrist is low and the elbow goes to the side out. And that's the moment where you feel most of the weight going into the fifth finger, which we want, especially for this piece and for any other piece where the fifth finger has to create a singing voice, the top melody, basically. And this will help us to, first of all, get more weight into the main melody without pushing the main melody. And second of all, to create this very round sound that we want, like the singing sound. So Chopin basically created this etude in a way to make us more flexible with the wrist and with the shoulder and the elbow. And I see it a little bit with your left hand. Let me see again. Yeah, not really. It counts for both hands. And the good thing about this etude is that it's mirrored. So everything you do with your right hand or with the left hand, you can just mirror for the other hand. Try to go really low, out, high, and back. It's like really this kind of massaging movement, basically. And really do the slow in the air away from the piano first. So you have, like, you don't have to move your fingers. You just concentrate on your wrist going down, the elbows going away, and when you come up, the wrist come up, and here it's time to relax your hand. You see, an upper wrist is actually there to relax your hand. If your wrist is all the time up and you're doing this, there is no space for you to relax anymore. So don't do that. Xeon 2957 is saying circular wrist motion also helps with relaxation. Exactly. But only if you really include a low wrist, so you have enough space to relax the hand up here. Low wrist means tension in the hand, relaxation in the arm. High wrist means tension in the arm, relaxation in the hand. So, like, the wrist is having such an important position in our playing machine, if you want to. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, I think the more you're going to include these kind of techniques, the smoother everything is going to be. It's not bad the way you play, actually, and I'm honestly surprised that you've come so far with this kind of technique, because I think you won't get further than that with this technique. You will have to include the other types of like circular motions, rotation, a technique. Otherwise, you will always have a feeling that it feels unnatural to play this piece, let's say. But that takes a lot of time, especially if you've never been introduced to this kind of technique of doing these circular motions. And yeah, but as I said, this etude is like the go-to etude for this kind of technique. Let's continue here, listening a little bit to the middle part. That's a very good question by Glittrix here. Does the circular motion decrease when speed increases? Not really, but the motion itself becomes smaller. So try to keep the motion there. Like, the more you practice this slowly, the more you're going to build this up in your muscle memory. And sure, if you're increasing the tempo, that counts for everything. The motion itself, it starts to become smaller, but it should still be there. And that's the reason why I'm not necessarily recommending to watch professionals when they are performing, because you won't see all the details of their movement. And when you then try to copy what they do, it's like you can't really catch up with all the details that are happening there, because the movement turns so small when you're doing it faster that there's no way for you to actually grasp all the details there. So yeah, you, of course you can still and you should still watch professionals, but don't try to copy what you see, especially if you don't understand what they are doing. Always break it down first, the music itself. Try to figure out what kind of movement you need, how the music wants to move, how your body wants to move together with the music, and then automatically you're going to find the right movement. This needs a little bit of training to get there, but trust me, it's worth it. It's so much easier this way than trying to go the other way around and just, copy whatever you see. Also, a lot of people don't know what they do at the piano. Hack Gaimadu is asking, are you for a new challenge? I bet for Can You Hear the Music by Akmigon. I don't know this piece actually. But yeah, next Wednesday. Let me just check. But normally Wednesday is going to be challenge day. But I don't want to promise too much. Yes, Wednesday is going to be challenge day. I have noted in my calendar. For Wednesday, I still need a challenge piece. I wanted to do the Pas de deux by Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker. But let me know in the comments if you have other ideas. Okay, let's continue. I wanted to hear the middle part. Ryan Chod Rodriguez is saying, I think you're sitting too close to the keys. Yes, that's a good point, actually. It looks a little bit like you're sitting too close to the keys and also maybe too high. And this is why your wrist is on the top and never down. So maybe try to check on your sitting height and posture and so on. I've created a video about that, actually. So look on my YouTube channel. You'll definitely find a video about posture, about how to sit correctly. Maybe I'll link it in the description box after the live stream, so you'll find it easier. But you'll find it for sure on my channel. Okay, let's go. Take your time. This part is like the climax of the piece. So like every piece has their own, how do you say, dramaturgy? I don't know how to say it in English. It's dramaturgy in German. Basically, we are searching for the lowest and the highest point. And sometimes there are more, and you have to kind of like put them in an order. But in this case, it's very simple. We are starting here, we are reaching the highest point, and then we go back down. That's the way this piece is built up. Other pieces are built up differently, so they are having their highest point at the end, for example, with like a glorious ending. Or a not so glorious ending, but still like the climax is at the end. For example, with the coda of Chopin ballades, and so on and so on. So you're building up like this, or having like little bumps in between, but all in all, you're building up to the end. And so when you're having the climax, take your time, like make it shine, especially this part. And since there are a couple of jumps, don't be scared of the jumps. When you have to sing these jumps, you will see that it's not easy to hit the right notes. Ya da ya da ya da ya da 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 ya da da ya da 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 ya da. Like there are so many jumps happening. Take your time. For the jumps, so you can sing them and talk to the end, as we say in German. Yeah, like really, especially for the highest note. Ta da ya, ta da da ya, ta. Like take your time for these, and then you won't be that stressed anymore. Zion2957 is saying, would say it's more difficult to realize these technical details, wrist movement, weighted playing, etc. when playing on a digital keyboard. Probably yes, because the feedback that you get from the instrument is not the same as with an acoustic piano. So I would always suggest to get a real instrument, even though I do understand that it's not possible for everyone. But then at least try to practice regularly if you have the chance somewhere on a real instrument. It doesn't matter if it's an upright or grand piano. Of course, a grand piano, the mechanics is different, so the feeling is going to be different as well, and plus the sound is going to be different too. But just having a real acoustic response is making such a big difference, because you actually feel how your movement, how your action is having an impact on the sound. And even though there are really good digital pianos out there, I still don't think that we are there yet where you can say, okay, I don't hear the difference between an acoustic piano and a real piano, so maybe on a recording, but a recording doesn't count. Even on a recording, I would no, probably depends on how it was recorded, but still, no, it's different. One time you have a recorded digital sound that is just played out, and one time you are the one who's creating the sound. And these are two extremely different things to me. All right. We'll watch the next one. But all in all, it's already a really good job. You have fast fingers. Just try to get your wrists and your arms into work, especially the shoulder. The shoulder is like the main character here by doing these kind of like swimming motions, and always make sure that you're pulling out. So on the fifth finger, you are out here and you come back, and that's the main technique for this piece, which is so natural actually for this piece. So this is why I'm recommending it for most of the people to start with, because most of the people are struggling with having these kind of motions in their playing. Okay, next one. Minute Waltz Chopin. Hello, I'm 18 years old pianist from Italy. Started taking lessons in January 2025. Wow, that's just recently, you know. Trying to make a career out of my passion, even though I'm starting super late. Here I am playing Minute Waltz Chopin, recorded just now with no retakes. Just send it raw as it is. Hope I didn't play it too badly. Been a big fan. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you. Well, to the thing about, you know, making a career out of your piano playing, I am always your biggest supporter. However, I also want to stay realistic. And the thing is that if you start playing piano at the age of 18, I think I don't have to explain to anyone that you are in competition with people that started at 4-5 years old. So they have already like 13 to 15 years of piano playing in front of them. Which honestly you will probably never be able to catch up to, especially because our brain develops differently apparently when you start learning an instrument early in your life. If you start learning an instrument before the age of 7, or not just an instrument, anything you learn before the age of 7, your brain is finding another type of connection apparently. And especially with piano playing, apparently your two halves are growing together in a different way than everything that you learn after the age of 7. So I can only recommend to start learning an instrument as early as possible for your future children. So they can grow with the instrument in a different way, like literally grow. That doesn't mean that it's not possible, though, to have a professional career even when you start later. It's just so much more difficult, and it's already very difficult even if you start at an early age. That's everything that I want to say. I don't want to discourage anyone here. All right, let's see the next one. Up, wait. Here. Yeah, nice, very good. You have very fast fingers. I would, the same as with the others, try to include a circular motion, especially for this piece. If you just sing it and try to feel the music, you hear that it's making these little circular motions. I can't sing it as fast as you're supposed to play it, of course. But try to imitate this and not just keep your arm next to your body and then try to do everything with your fingers. Just playing piano with your fingers is never enough. So try to include the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. And then try to be a little bit more cheeky with that piece. It's one of the pieces where you can hear lots of like these kind of elegant but also fun salon vibes that Chopin must have had when he was playing piano back then. He was mainly performing in salons and with like for high society and stuff like that. And you can imagine having like people dancing back in the time. Probably they were not dancing to Chopin's music though. Like these waltz, even though they are waltz, they are not waltz for dancing. It's just waltz as music basically. But still we need that feeling of a dance because it's still a waltz. And the lighter you get this, and imagine how people are like I don't know, the men are lifting up the women, and then you'll automatically get the right momentum and the right timing for these kind of things. Let's continue. Yeah, take your time. Yum. Yum, pa-dum, pa-dum, pa-yum. You have a completely character change here. Like, you have to change sound color, you have to change the character, you have to change the way your right hand is playing, because before you were playing so many small notes, and now you have to create the singing notes. Yum, pa-yum, pa-yum. And, like, for long notes, you need another kind of movement than for short notes. For the left hand, there is something that's a little bit counterintuitive, I have to admit. When you're playing ya bum bum ya bum bum ya bum bum ya bum bum, you will automatically see that when I'm doing this in the air now, I go out with my fifth finger, or the bass note, let's say, ya bum bum ya bum bum. So I have this kind of circular motion again. A waltz is really a circular motion in itself, basically. And we have to imitate this kind of movement with our body. So the more you're just playing da-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, there's no movement, and automatically there's no movement in the music. So try to integrate ya, bum, ya, bum, ya, bum, ya, bum, and automatically it's going to be so much smoother. And your left hand is going to connect with your right hand as well. These two hands, they have to communicate. Right now, I don't see so much communication between your hands. They're doing a good job on their own, but not together yet. Don't lose tempo. I like that you were changing up the sound color. Yada, yada, yada. That was a very beautiful change of sound color. Plus, you also changed articulation, which is really nice. For everyone here in the chat, that was a really good example of how to use different tools in music for interpretation. We have our main tools are dynamics, articulation, and timing. And dynamics, especially for phrasing. So you can create like these little lines. For example, when you have waves, like with the example before. Or when you have like just a phrase in general, not every note is on the same line dynamically, but there are notes that are higher, lower, and so on and so on. And you have to recreate this phrase. And then also there's articulation. So we have sometimes this more singing sound and sometimes a more spoken sound. Try to listen a lot to like operas and so on. You'll see that, especially for example, if you look into Mozart's operas, there's going to be the aria where people are singing, and then there's going to be the recitativo where people are basically speaking. It's of course still in a singing manner, but it's spoken basically. So there's a difference. But that was really nice. Yeah, yum, pa-da-da, yum. You can take your time there before you continue. Yeah, I think the rhythm is also not correct. You're always playing a yum, there's no long note, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, there's no long note. You're not supposed to play like yum. You can take some time there, but not up so much time that it's like creating another type of rhythm. That's like, we don't do that. Brian Schultz Rodriguez is saying a good point here. I want more clarity. Perhaps half pedaling without would be enough. Yeah, the thing is that I'm not sure if it's the piano itself where that is giving so much reverb on its own that even if you use less pedal, it will still sound like you're using a lot of pedal. It can be the instrument itself. But also, I like for clarity, what's important is that you practice pieces like that with staccato. The more you practice these kind of things, like small, fast runs in staccato, the more finger action you're actually like building up in your hand, and then it's going to be so much easier to get this clarity. Right now, there is just a little bit of lack of control, I would say. But, you know, you just started in January. Like, that's a year, not even a year ago, that you started playing piano. And therefore, like, this is a huge progress already. So, chapeau on that. Really, really good. Have fun on your journey, on your piano journey. All right, let's look into the next one. We only have like 45 minutes left. Oh my god. Okay. David Fernandez is saying, "Hi, I'm David. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Spain. I'm writing this email to you because I saw in your Insta stories that you want to react or give advice. Blah 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 blah. That's really nice. That's really nice. I recorded this video back in May to apply to a summer high performance school. Cool. The repertoire featured in this video is Beethoven's Pathétique. I'm also playing Beethoven's Pathétique right now. Oh yeah, for everyone that is interested, actually, I'm going to play in Hamburg on the 28th of February with all the 4 Chopin ballades, Beethoven's Pathétique, and Debussy's Children's Corner. So yeah, if you're interested in, if you're in Hamburg or around Hamburg, or you just wanted to see Hamburg someday, come and join. You'll also find the link to my upcoming concerts in the link in the description box. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that concert. It's going to be at the beautiful LAEISZHALLE, which is like one of the most renowned, prestigious concert halls in Germany, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's see. Here. Okay, let's start here. Um, I liked the strength in the very first chord. However, like even though this is a grave introduction, it's a little bit too slow for my taste. Why? Because if you try to sing it, like my air is out of my lungs already half the way. So it's like da 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 da. You get what I mean? It's like we need to have this phrase in one breath. Yabam body dum padam. And that's a good tempo. Always choose your tempos through singing. Singing will always give you a good indication if your tempo is going in the right direction or if it's too slow, too fast, you know. Of course, like there are a couple of parameters that you should keep in mind. For example, if it's written allegro, if it's written presto, if it's written andante, or largo. But in this case, it's written grave, if I remember correctly. So this is not really a tempo indication, but more an indication about the feeling that you should have, which then again is giving you an indication about the tempo. So it's not going to be like too light, too fast, but still you shouldn't also like make it that slow, I feel. Also, when you're playing Beethoven's music, we always want to think of different ensembles if you want. For example, you can think of piano trios, you can think of string quartets, you can think of orchestras, especially because of all his symphonies. You will always hear his symphonies somewhere in his music. And especially in this very first movement of the Pathétique, I feel like this is a full orchestra that's playing here. Like the very first chord, wham, that's like the tutti of the full orchestra. And then there's only a small group that's continuing, maybe like wind instruments. Ba-bum, ba-ba-dum. And back to tutti. Da-dum, and back to the smaller group. Ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. And like this contrast of big, small, big, small, that's like something that Beethoven likes to play with, and in general, Beethoven is like a king of contrasts. So yeah, I would choose a faster tempo here. And if you're choosing such a slow tempo, don't add rubato. That's like just making it even slower. Lou und nicht Luise is asking, can we still send you our videos? You can always send me videos. I just don't know if I will be able to review them today fully. But if not today, then in a week. Because I have to leave at latest 10. My dad just turned 60, so we are going to celebrate his birthday today. This is why I had to move the live stream earlier than planned. But yeah, you can always send me your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. As I said, maybe I won't be able to review it today, but definitely in one of the upcoming streams then. Also try to not do these kind of movements into the piano all the time. Just try to keep your body straight. The movement happens here, not here, right? Okay, just to sit straight. Yeah. I like that you are playing around with different sound colors and so on. It's just maybe not the right place in this moment. Like, of course, you should experiment with different sound colors. It's just that this is a little bit too romantic. It sounds like as if you're playing a piece out of late romantic era right now, because of like the overload of things that you are doing. Again, the same counts for you as one of the previous candidates here. Don't do so much with the music. The music is doing something with you. It's supposed to do something with you. And the more you try to do something with the music, it's just going to have revenge on you and it's not going to sound good. I know it's difficult to get the right point of deciding, okay, now is the time that I let the music take over control instead of I have the control. Get what I mean? Like, you're just the medium of, like, you and your body. You're just taking the music out of the universe. You let it flow through you into the piano, and that's it. That's your whole purpose. That's your job. Your job is not to create the music in that moment, if you get what I mean. The music is already there. You don't have to make something out of it. Just let it flow through you and your mind and your feelings, but don't make something. It's just making too much for my taste. There's a good question here in the comments, which is, what does playing with sound color mean in this case? We have different sound colors that can be, well, you can compare it with light and shadow, or like light and darkness, or with warm and coldness. Like, these kind of adjectives might help to understand like the directions, or hard and softness. Like, this explains a lot the different sound colors that we try to create at the piano. And he is, maybe you can hear that. Let me just go back a little bit. Here that was very light, and then he turns into hard. And here soft again, which is fine. Like, you should definitely use different sound colors also for this piece, for sure. I have more problem with the different ways he's using it, and the rubato, the timing. But then again, this beginning should have like an improvisation character if you want. But then again, try to improvise with an orchestra. So I think it's like the orchestra feeling is bigger than the improvisation feeling to me. Yeah, the same counts for you as for the previous people here. It's a little bit too much from above down into the piano, and too less yum like with a lower wrist that's like wobbling, and out of this wobbling feeling you're creating the sound instead of like smashing it into the piano, and that makes it very heavy the way you play it. Plus, let me hear it again. Yeah, actually it's written in piano, the whole first thing, the first run upwards, yum, and now we start with the crescendo, ba 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 yappa, and back to piano. So Actually, most of the people are playing this wrong though. So most of the people are playing a crescendo, a big crescendo already in the beginning, and like a little bit like that. But that's not what Beethoven wrote, and Beethoven wrote it very precisely how he wants his dynamics, and in general, Beethoven was someone who wrote lots of details that were there on purpose. And you have to read very carefully Beethoven's scores. Michael Burggraf is asking, so sound color is equal to ways of creating contrasts? No, not really. You can have a full piece played in the sound color of like this warm, soft sound, and that's the sound color. It's not just like you can create contrast through sound color by having parts that are warm and soft and other parts that are hard and cold, but the sound color itself is just a technique. It's a tool itself, and you can use this tool to create contrast, but it doesn't mean that having contrast in your piano playing is equal to having sound color. Does that make sense? Because you can also create sound color by playing loud and less loud, like piano and forte. That's also a contrast, but that's dynamical contrast. That's not sound color contrast. Get what I mean? Like if you say, I play forte and piano, that's a dynamical contrast. But if both of them are warm and soft, like a warm and soft forte and a warm and soft piano, it's the same sound color. So there is no contrast in sound color. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense the way I'm explaining it. Yeah, there's too much tension, way too much tension in your left hand. I can already feel how this arm must look like that when you play this. Relax. Try to just get this rotation out of the arm. And I know this is really, really difficult to play this tremolo here. Especially because like you have to keep it for such a long time, and the pianos today are so much more heavy than the historical instruments that Beethoven had. Just try to keep it light. The thing is that you're making your life much harder than it's supposed to be. It's still piano. You don't have to play forte. And by that, your left hand can be so much lighter. It doesn't have to like push that hard against the right hand. And yes, his fingers are a little bit too flat. You can see his pinky here. That's very obvious right now. It's like here, like this. So there's no stability. Get your fingers in this position, rounded, and you will have so much more stability and more control in your fingers. So Zheng Huan Xiang Zhen, is asking, so you can play warm and soft loudly? Of course you can. You can play warm and soft, like with a round, soft sound in a loud part without having like this harsh, aggressive, direct sound. Of course you can do that. Just because it's loud, it doesn't mean that it has to be like aggressive or hard, you know? You can have this, imagine this full big sound of an orchestra that's like so overwhelming and warm and just tries to, give you a big hug. It is not the part where you have like wah-bum, wah-bum, wah-bum with like the percussion where it's like having these kind of harsh sounds. This is different then, obviously, but try to imagine more like the strings playing big lines and just creating a very warm sound. I don't know how to explain it better, but I hope it makes sense now. Okay, you did such a good job in the transition, and now you're just trying it immediately. Keep it light. You don't have that's way too aggressive. Like, the piano didn't hurt you, did it? So yeah, like, try to include especially different dynamics in your playing. Read very carefully what's written in the scores by Beethoven, and immediately your whole playing is going to change in a very quick way, and you're going to lift it up to a much higher level immediately. All right, guys. I think I'll do like 2-3 more videos, and then that's it for today. And we'll continue next time in our live stream. Electron Duino is asking, when should we send the videos? Best during the stream or before? You can always send me videos, also during the stream. The thing is just that I'm receiving so many videos, and I'm just working it from, like, the first one who sent me something will be reviewed. I want to review everyone that sends me their stuff, so nobody's feeling like excluded here. But I'm not going to, start to review the people earlier that sent me their videos later. Does that make sense? So first come, first serve. But you can always send me your videos also during the week whenever you have time. Record something, send it to me, and we'll review it in the upcoming streams. And you can send me your videos to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You'll find the full email address also in the links in the description box. And just a little reminder for everyone that is here on YouTube, because I see that there are mainly people from YouTube here. Please check out the stream on Twitch, because I'm right now simultaneously streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. But the goal is to have my live streams more on Twitch and the long form videos on YouTube. So if you're interested in the streams, please go and follow me on Twitch. That would be cool. You'll also find the link in the description box here. All right, next one. Oh my god. That started faster than I expected it to start. I have to go very quickly to the toilet. I'll be back in a bit. Just wait for me. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry for the little interruption. Let's see the next one. Okay, here it goes. Okay, that little snippet is actually pretty impressive, especially the rate of right notes in the left hand for all the jumps. But I can already see that there's so much tension in your arm, especially in your right arm. Like when you're playing these repetitions, it's the same as always. Don't push it into the piano. Get it out of the wrist. Like don't push it like this. This is just making you slower and you're losing so much energy, that energy you need for the jumps in the left hand. All right, next one. Would Rumbotes send me. Hello, recently started working on Rachmaninov Elegy Opus 3 number 1. Still work in progress, but feedback is much appreciated. Great, we'll give feedback then. It's Zion. Oh, came here from YouTube. Great. Oh, I have to, what? I have to download it. For everyone that's new here, why can't I see this? I have to download it first. Then download. Why aren't you downloading? One second into the chat. Guys, is the connection a little bit lacking, or am I just receiving these informations here? And now we're back. No, why is it lagging? I don't understand. I extra got like Glasfaser. How do you say? Like fast internet for my home. And oh my god. Well, I'm sorry for the lagging. I hope it just comes back on its own. Apparently now it's working again, hopefully. So let's listen to the elegy. Yeah, beautiful piece. Also, I like that your main melody is very well on a distance to the left hand accompaniment. Now, I think you can work on creating a more singing sound by pulling the notes through the length. What do I mean with that? And when you have long notes, you need long movements. The earlier you stop the movement, or as soon as you stop the movement, the music stops to sing in that moment. You can compare it to playing violin. If you stop the movement here, there's not going to be sound coming out of the violin anymore. You can't just create sound by not moving. Same counts for singing. If you stop the airflow, yeah, the sound is stopping. And the same counts for piano. Just because there is still sound, it doesn't mean that there is music. Understand what I mean? So keep on moving, especially when you have like long notes. This is so difficult, and this is why, like, when people say, yeah, like this piece is so easy because it's slowly. No, it's not. Slow pieces are super difficult because you have to really shape each single note through the movement. So yum, ba, tu, da, da, dum, da, and so on and so on. So you can really go through the full length of the note. If you do that movement too fast, yum, the music is over. You are not keeping it for the full length of the note. You understand what I mean? So you have to calculate how long has the movement to be, how slow do you have to move to stay in the movement. That's like super important. Also, sometimes you are, like, I guess this is because you're just starting to learn this piece. It sometimes happens that you are like surprised, oh, I have to play this note now. And then you start to fall, like you rush into the note and then you fall into the keys. Never do that. Even if you don't know the piece yet. Take your time, play it slowly, even if you have to wait, that's fine in the beginning of learning a piece. And just go to that note, prepare your hand on the keys, and then push down. Never just, oh, I have to play this now, and then rush into the key. Because you're training so many wrong movements by doing that, and this is going to end up in your muscle memory. Every single thing that you do at the piano is going to end up in your muscle memory. So try to avoid mistakes as early as possible. I know it's not easy, but yeah, that's the thing. Actually, I also didn't know that there is a technical part in the middle. I never played this piece as well, and I don't listen so much to piano music, to be honest. So I didn't know that there's going to be like a crazy middle part. Archaeologist is saying both on YouTube and Twitch video and sound are still not in sync. Is this for everyone like that? Because if yes, then I definitely have to work on that. If it's just a problem on your side, then I can't do anything. But I will have to work on that. I actually I still have to work on my stream in general because I wanted to have another mic for my piano that is catching the piano sound better. Okay. So the video and the sound are in sync. Good. Whew. I was starting to stress already. Great. Okay, let's continue then. Yeah, like, do you see that? When he's playing the highest note. No, look at that. Yeah, you see that? He is preparing. He's already there. This is good. And then you do this. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You are here already on the note. And now just sink into the piano. Or by having a lower wrist, you can push it into the piano, like push the fingers into the piano by lifting your wrist. Don't do this. Ah! It hurts just by looking at it. Yeah, but basically that counts for the whole piece like that. LAEISZHALLE is asking, would you also like to give feedback to beginners, or it's more intended for intermediate and advanced players? No, you can definitely send me your videos also if you're a beginner. just also let me know how long you've been playing piano, how long you've been working on the pieces, so I can have a good guess on your level, basically. Otherwise, I'm giving like way too advanced tips that might not even help you if you're a complete beginner. You get. But yeah, I would like to open this for everyone that is just interested in playing piano. By the way, I don't know if you already know, I have worked with My Groove, which is a startup by Red Bull, that is an app for learning music. And this app, they have invited like different professional musicians for different instruments. So we have Thomas Lang for drums. We have Martin Grobinger for practice pad on percussion. We have guitar and bass. And now with me, I'm also going to be your keys coach. So I'm going to teach you how to play piano on this app. And it's not just like a normal app where you see, okay, play this note, play this note, play this note, and then you are going to learn like a piece or something like that. I'm actually giving you exercises. We are doing the exercises together. Like there are going to be like thousands of videos, like little snippet videos where I'm explaining different techniques, different musical phenomenons, and so on and so on. Now, right now, this is only available in German, like as in the original language in German and only in German-speaking countries. But soon, I think around like in 1 or 2 weeks, they're coming out with the international version, which is basically AI translated into English. Apparently, this is working very, very well. So it looks even like that I'm talking in English, even though it's not. It's like it's me, but it's the AI talking. That's just translating whatever I said in German, which I guess is going to be pretty funny because I have included so many German Easter eggs that only work in German, especially with like stupid memes and stuff that are also German memes, and I don't think that most of the people in the world know these German memes, so that's going to be interesting. Glittrix is asking, will it come to the USA? Yes, for sure. Like, hopefully in this month, it's going to be published in English, so it's going to be opened for everyone around the world, actually. Mark Harris is saying, I can learn German in 2 weeks. Sure. Yeah, that's also an option. Learn German. No, I mean, I think it's probably more fun to do the Keys Academy with me in German in the original version because it's just like as I said, I've included so many jokes in German, and I don't know how the AI translation turned out. If the whole vibe maybe has changed, let's say. But all in all, it's supposed to be like a very fun academy. I wanted to get away from this very, stiff kind of teaching method, but still pack it with so much information of all the things that I've learned in the past 25 years of playing piano. T-Bolt Stick Quack, sorry, I'm butchering all your names, is asking, hi, where do you find good piano sheets for songs, especially pop songs or recent one? I'm not playing so many pop songs, to be honest, so I don't know where you get good piano sheets for this. But for classical music, I always use IMSLP if I don't have the scores as a book at home and I just want to look into it. Like, for example, for the challenges, I sometimes I just print it out on IMSLP if I don't have it at home already. But if I'm like going to study the piece for real, I'm normally buying the pieces if you can buy them. Like, there are a few pieces that are lost somewhere. or people just like they turned out to be not as popular, and then nobody edited them professionally anymore. So you'll only find like the ones on IMSLP for these, but for the rest, I always buy the books. So I have like the real material in front of me with the newest research. So I have all the information that I need to do my like professional work with it. Does it make sense? Yeah. IMSLP is my mother. She raised me. Yeah. IMSLP definitely saved my ass sometimes. When I had to learn something very quick and I just couldn't find a good editor, or it took some time to get the notes. Eva is asking, how can we send our video so you can react to it? You send me your videos via email with a link or whatsoever to hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. You can send it to me whenever you want. Today, we are not going to review any other videos anymore because we are very close to 10 a.m. and I have to go because my dad just turned 60 and today we're going to celebrate his birthday. This is why I put the stream so early today. But normally, it's planned to have Sunday, Subscriber Sunday, where I'm just reviewing your videos. However, next week I won't be here because I'm going to play a concert in Vienna on Sunday. So unfortunately, there's not going to be the Subscriber Sunday, but we'll postpone it to Monday, therefore, for you. No, Monday is also not possible. Oh shit, I forgot, Monday is not possible. Okay, we'll postpone it. I'm sorry, we'll postpone it to another day. But yeah, let me think. Yeah, I'll have to postpone the streams on Sunday and Monday for next times. I have so many things to do. I'm sorry. But we'll definitely have another stream tomorrow. Is that correct? Yes, tomorrow with Masterpiece Monday. Masterpiece Monday is tomorrow, and on Wednesday we're going to have Challenge Day. So for the challenges, you can always write to me what kind of piece you want to see me doing the challenge with, like the 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour challenge. I think for Wednesday I would like to try the Pas de Deux by Tchaikovsky out of Nutcracker, but I have to first get the scores this time. I don't want to waste like 30 minutes of the stream just for searching for the right scores. So yeah, that was the stream for today. It was so much fun. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see us next time. By the way, for everyone that is still here on YouTube, please go and check out the stream on Twitch, because I'm planning to do the streams more on Twitch and the long form videos on YouTube, so I can separate this a little bit. You'll find the link also in the description box, and we'll see us in the next stream tomorrow already with Masterpiece Monday. Woo!